Yeah, I thought they did a great job down there, down the stretch. It was a great opportunity. I mean, they had their horses in, and we really had to grind it out defensively. And I was really impressed by how aggressive they stayed on offense. It's hard. It's one thing if you're trying to come back, but if you're holding a lead, that can be tense. And for a young group like that to go in there and play as aggressively as they did, and also disciplined defensively, was very impressive.
How much are you looking forward to seeing if they can bounce back with a similar type of effort and just intensity and focus tomorrow?
It's a good opportunity, to prepare for the regular season. This is what you have to do. You have to give this type of effort for 48 minutes and then turn right around the next night and do it again in a different city. So it'll be interesting to see how we respond.
Was that intentional to close with the four rookies together?
Yeah. I mean, we were planning on doing exactly what we did. We were planning on getting a good run for those starters in the third. We were planning on Favors for the half. We were planning on Roby a little deeper in the game. And we were planning on Deck and Wiggins, cleaning up some of those minutes. So, yeah.
Josh had the ball in his hands a lot there to finish. How do you think he handled himself?
Pretty well. I think that's a learning experience. The game flow, the game flow changes when you're in a possession game like that, when it's a close game and when you're protecting a lead. And I thought I thought there was great poise out there. Robinson Earl with the offensive rebound. We get the ball back out. They didn't rush that. I mean, they had great awareness of the situations.
And then one more. I wanted to ask about Trey. He really got going tonight, and it seemed like when he was isolated on the perimeter, you just wanted him to sort of cook and go to work. I think he said that even. What'd you see from him?
Yeah, I mean, we're just encouraging him to be aggressive. He plays the right way, which, he showed tonight. But you have more opportunities to play the right way when you're aggressive, and he's so slippery, and he's such a threat with the ball that when he's hitting the gas, that's a good thing. It opens the game up for him, for his own offense, and for his ability to create for his teammates.
Coach, you talked about having to grind it out on the defensive end tonight. Was that carryover from the Milwaukee game? I guess, what are you most proud of on that end of the floor from your group tonight?
I thought we did a really good job of responding to that game. We've had good practices defensively. I think we've really worked hard. We understand, what we need to do. And then in the Milwaukee game, I just thought the competitive edge and aggressiveness that we needed to have to, compete with a team like that and get stops against a team like that wasn't to the level that game required. And tonight it was a totally different story. I thought, we did a great job of not only being disciplined and fundamental, but really competing.
It seemed like they were playing with a lot of physicality on that end of the floor. How much of a factor did that physicality play in the defensive end?
Yeah, I mean, that's what disrupts pace, and that's what disrupts rhythm. And that's if you let Milwaukee game was a contrast to that. When you're not touching the other team. Even if the foul Giddey got early in the game, Shea got a foul early in the game. Those are the types of fouls we want to take. We want physical, competitive fouls if we're going to have them. And I thought that we did a really good job tonight of not, like I said, not only being in the right spots and doing the right things, but doing it with a competitive edge, and that was impressive.
Isaiah Roby did a lot against Jokic tonight, and then he made a lot of key buckets in the third quarter. Can you just talk about his effort tonight?
Yeah, the shot making early in the third kind of stabilized us because we didn't get off to the best start. And then we talk a lot about when these guys are young and they're going through it. We talk about growing through experiences, and I think Roby against Jokic tonight is a good tangible example of that. Like he's now played that guy a couple times. And so he's grown through the past experiences he's had, and, he's carrying that forward, and that's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to go out there, dive into the competition, learn the lessons, and then, apply them moving forward. And when you compound that over time, that's where improvement comes from. And I think Isaiah's night is a good example of that with how he played Jokic.
What does a game like tonight do for Darius's confidence, especially his shooting?
Well, the first two games, I thought he did a great job of playing the right way. He really played within himself. And sometimes when you compete and you play the right way, you don't play great, especially when there's as many games as we have and when you play as many minutes as he plays. And so I was really impressed with just his ability to stay within himself in those games, even though he didn't play great. And it paid dividends tonight because he just kind of stayed the course. He's remained consistent, and that's a good, lesson for him. He does that, and next thing you know, things shift a little bit, and it's a new day, sun comes up, and you go attack it.
Mark, Poku hasn't really been able to find a groove yet offensively in these first few games. Is there anything you're seeing from him on that end?
Yeah, well, first of all, I thought his 2 blocks there in the fourth quarter were like igniters. That was I don't know if that's a word, but they got us going. Those were aggressive plays, and one of them was to break up a fast break. It was a great hustle play, and that's really that's what he's got to really do at a high level is compete at a high level. That's a huge point of emphasis right now for him. Offensively, I think at the end of the season last year, him and Maladon both, were just like we were pumping those guys with reps and opportunities, Baisley as well. And now, we have a new team. We have a lot of creators on the floor. And part of playing with multiple creators is being able to play off of a creator. And so he's just figuring that out, I think. He obviously can create plays. But when somebody else is, he's got to find ways to affect the game there too. And he will. We got to remember he's still very young. Last year was a weird year. This is a new team. In a lot of ways, it's a new season for him, and these are new experiences. So we're confident he's going to keep growing.
And then what did you think of Derek getting him into that mix at the
Looked
5?
good. Yeah, he looked good. Just the physicality that he brings, I thought he gave us some confidence. And he plays within himself. He's such a streamlined player. He's very, very simple with his game, but very effective, and that showed up tonight, and I thought he had a nice effect on the team.
And just one more unrelated thing. I know you guys are taking a bus trip to Tulsa. Just sort of a unique scenario, back-to-back game, going to a different part of the state. Are you looking forward to doing that?
The bus trip?
Yeah, just like playing in Tulsa.
I'll read a little bit. I'll listen to some Springsteen. It'll be a nice trip, Joe. Yeah, we're looking forward to
just
getting
like
up.
any bus trip. Then.
We're looking forward to getting to that market, and obviously we have fans all over the state. We're excited to see the Tulsa fans up there. So we're looking forward to it. And it in all seriousness, it'll test, especially these guys that are younger. This is going to feel like a back-to-back because now you got to ramp it right back up, and we're going to see how we respond. It's a good challenge.
Are we going to go to the Zoom for a couple, Coach? We got Christos Saltis. Go ahead, Christos, with your question.
Hello, Coach. Congratulations on the win. What do you favors brings on the floor for your team? We saw Baisley, Robbie, Tremont made huge step up tonight. What it means about the depth of your team for this season?
Depth of the team for this season.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear your question. Not because of you, because of Matt Tumbleson, 405. We're excited about the team, Christos. We think we have a deep well of young, versatile talent. Obviously, being as young as we are, we're going to take our licks in parts of games and in games themselves. But we're excited about the guys we have. It seems like, the guys we put out there are rising to the opportunity. That certainly happened tonight. And, the other thing depth creates is competition, for minutes and for roles. And we lean into that. That's good for everybody. We want to compete together. And part of that is, competing for minutes and competing for roles. And, we have a nice little opportunity to do that here with this team.
And then we're going to last question. We're going to Daniel Bell. Go ahead with your question, Daniel.
Hey, Coach, I'm on almost every defensive rebound. You kind of waved your hands to make have him push the ball up the floor. Is that something you want to emphasize going into the season?
Yeah, especially on misses, and I thought the other night offensively against Milwaukee, our half-court offense was pretty sharp, but we were taking the ball out of the rim a lot, obviously, because we didn't get a lot of stops in that game. And tonight, I think, obviously we'd like to play with pace on turnovers and on missed baskets, but I thought the underrated thing about that was our defense tonight. Our defense created those loose opportunities where we can force some pace and play in transition or play in the secondary, part of the possession. And so I thought we were good in that area of the game tonight, but I would credit our stops more than anything.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bring players next.